my YouTube channel. It's great to see you all. Hey, how are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as the case may be, wherever you are watching me from. Did I just do that? Oh my god. Okay, let me be serious. I feel like this thing is not standing well. My tripod. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me be serious. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's good to have you here once again. Thank you so much. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. I'm calling you subscriber because I know you're going to hit the subscribe button before you leave. And if you did not hit the subscribe button, I know what you want me to do. But yeah, honestly, welcome to you all. If you notice, if you can read the storytelling and creating writing, see what they printed for me. See, can you imagine? Storytelling and creating writing instead of creative writing. I'll leave it like that. Okay. Okay guys, today I'm doing a very important life update that I know that is going to help a lot of people by the time I share it. Okay, if you've seen the title of this video, it's actually a story of how I quitted my banking job in 2020. Yeah, I think it was in 2020 I resigned. 2020 January 2020 January 2020. Sha, in January. Oh my god. Okay, so I resigned working at the bank. I was working in Access Bank for a while, you know, and then I decided to leave in 2020. Okay, so in this particular video I want to tell you some things that people may probably not get to tell you when you're making a decision to maybe resign or leave a particular job, go search for or go do something else. And that's actually what I want to talk about. And how they say, sack your boss, be an entrepreneur, work for yourself, be your own boss. You know how they say, and it's so exciting, like sack your boss, give the boss the goddamn paper, let them go to hell if they want to go to hell. People, don't you do that. Okay, so background story. For those who do not know me, or those who probably just got to know me, via YouTube, you probably do not know me before now. Let me put some background. Okay, so if you want to know more about me, I think you should check my website. Just check www.mariogodimo.net. You're going to see, other things about me, because of course it's not only YouTube I do, you know what I'm saying. So I started working in the bank in 2013. And how did I get there? So if you've read my book, Suffering and Smiling, the Tale of a Lagos Bank Worker, you would have been familiar with this story. Yep. So this is my book right here. So you'll be familiar with this story. I've told this story before. I shared it on my Facebook page. Again, if you're not following me on social media, like you're not following me on Facebook, Instagram, I'm not so big on Twitter. I mean, I just tweet maybe church things and all that. But Facebook and Instagram, if you're not following me right there, and LinkedIn, if you're not, if we're not friends on those platforms, I think we should be friends. I'll leave the link in the comment section, so of course you can just click and then follow me, and you get to know more about me. Let's see how we can interact. This coffee over where okay, so I wrote this book when I actually left the banking industry. I wrote it 1 year after I left. Do you get? So for those who have read this book, I'm sure they are familiar with the story. And what I did in this book was actually to document all my journey, how it was for me working in the banking industry and all that. Okay, and then basically, if you are looking to taking a decision with switching your career or changing your career path, then I would really recommend this book. I sold it for 4,000 at the time I sold it. It was 4,000. Like this book, I'm sure some people will be like, this small book. Go and ask from those that have read it. I don't sell volume. Do you understand? It's not about the quantity. Do you understand? It's the quality of the piece, what is inside, that is capable of, evoking a change in you. That is what I'm selling, is the value. So if you are complaining that, what else is so expensive, my dear, please, I don't know how to beg people. I don't know. They say, 4,000 is too much. I don't know what to say. I don't know. But then if you're watching this video and you are really interested, you can send me a DM. I would give it to you maybe for 3,000. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Yeah, give away. I'll give it to you for 3,000. I'll leave my phone number. Should I leave my phone number here or my email? Okay, I'll leave my email. Please send me an email. I'll leave my email right there. You can send me an email. The book is actually available to pick up in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're in Lagos, you can just pick it up in a location, or it can be delivered to you. Okay. You can also order for it on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. And yes, you can get it anywhere in the world. Okay, so if you're ordering from Amazon, I think it's actually $15 on Amazon. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for those who are ordering from Amazon, But yeah, if you're paying directly, you can also get the e-copy. Yeah, the e-copy is going to go for 2005. So if you're like, I'm far away, I just want the e-copy, send it to me via email, or let me download it in a particular place. I'll give it to you for 2005. Like, I'm just doing giveaway. I don't know, like, the love I have for you people is so much. Okay, so background story. So I wrote this book when I left, and I started getting a lot of questions. How did you leave in the back? And funny thing is, I left in the heat of COVID. When COVID was COVID, not this one we have now. When COVID was COVID, when they were like, sit in your house, work from home, that was when your sister made the decision to leave a bank job. Imagine leaving a banking job in Lagos. Okay, so background story. Yeah, like I said, I started working in the bank. I think I gained employment in May 2013, if I'm right. I think May 2013 we had our training. Of course, when you're getting into the banking industry, they'll do the training for you, get you familiar with the system. And then I did that, and then I started working. Okay, and then I was posted to a particular branch. So I was meant to work as a teller. Okay, so I got in as a transaction officer. At that time, my salary was 40,000 because I went as an IT student. Do you get? So I was earning just 40K, and it was okay for me because, again, at the time I was quite young. You know what I'm trying to say? I think I was 19 at the time. Yeah, I was 19 because I just finished my ND, right? And I'm like, I want to work. I want to make some money for myself and all that. So I picked up that job, and for God's sake, what was I using a whole 40,000 for at that time? That was in 2013, guys. So I'm like, okay, cool for me. And then I got on the job, learned the job. Yeah, I was good at it anyways. Yeah, I was good on the job. Yeah, I learned, and I was able to have a grasp of the things I learned, and begin to do my service. And I really enjoyed working there. I worked in a few branches. I was moved from the first branch I worked in, I think that was the Pemu branch, if I remember very well, the Pemu under bridge. From there I went to, I think, Idimu branch. Yeah, I was transferred to Idimu branch, and I also came back to the Pemu branch, because, man, I had this very, very strong bond with my BM. I don't know, in case you get to watch this, Okpeyemi, oh my god, no, Madam Okpe is like the sweetest butter I ever worked with in my life. Even though, like, she stressed my life out. Oh my god, Okpe stressed my life, but no, she still takes like the highest ranking out of all the bosses I had worked with, no, Okpa is my best boss, because Okpa is that person who call you and ask you, Mary, so what's up? How far with your life? What's up? What are you doing now? What's your plan? What do Okpa is that kind of person, and she's also very young at the time, so she's that person who is genuinely interested in your growth and your development. Sometimes when we go to load ATM, she'll just begin to talk to me, begin to advise me, encourage me. This is not the place where you would end your life, dream big, do this. So I was getting that inspiration and vibe from her. So when I was transferred to the Demo branch, I came back to the Okpemo branch, worked for maybe a few months or maybe a year, I can't remember. Then I was transferred to Alagbado branch. I think it was when all these things happened in my 6 years and 6 months. So I actually worked for 6 years and 6 months, and I moved from there. So I moved from doing tailoring, I did customer service, I did fund transfer, I did Western Union, I was a universal teller, okay, and that's one of the things that Access Bank practice. So you are like, if you are in tailoring, you are learning almost everything. So that in case somebody is not around, you can definitely step in. So I was doing fund transfer, clearing check, high teller, e-pay. Anybody who has worked in the bank should be familiar with these things I'm saying. I was just doing a whole lot, And alongside all that, guys, I was also volunteering in a radio station. That's the height. So a lot of people used to ask me, because back then again, my being involved in the media, because I was presenting on radio on weekends, made me sort of exposed to the outside world. You get, because again, I got access to people. I met a lot of people. My job as a presenter, gave me really access to quality network. I mean, a lot of my friends today, a lot of my very, very quality friends, I met them, through that radio platform. Do you understand? So I was doing all of these things together, okay? And so my Mondays to Friday, I was in the bank. Saturday and Sunday, I'm in Unilag, okay? I'm in Unilag FM, learning, doing voice clinic. I'd stay with one of my friends who was in FC at the time. Oh my God, these memories are so golden. They're so golden. Taiwo, Auntie Taiwo, if you can hear this or if you're going to watch this, I'm so grateful to you, because back then she used to, she's the one that sorts me out. The porters in FC, they don't let strangers come in, kind of, they know people and all that. So man, these ladies will literally smuggle me in. Like, they would smuggle me into their room. Same thing with Lizzie in Unilag, Shannon. Oh my God. These memories are so golden. Like, I'm telling this story and I'm remembering those days. Like, Shannon, Lizzie, sometimes when I don't stay in SC, I'll come and stay with them in their own hostel in Unilag. And man, these ladies will smuggle me in, Oh, Jesus. My God. No, I'm not even going to get emotional, because, I'm just remembering those days and, the things, I had to sacrifice, for my dreams, basically, I'd go to the studio, do my voice clinic, learn, train, everything. And then on Sunday, after service on Sunday, so I attend service in Unilag. After service, I would now, go over to the studio. I'll be on stage. From on stage, I'll be on Concurrent Extension. From Concurrent Extension, I'll be on the Ambassadors Radio Show. So sometimes on Sunday, I'm always on 3, sessions, and, I continued like that. That was literally how my life was during the period. Later, after working, in the branches for a while, I was later transferred to the head office. Okay, so I was transferred to the head office, and then I was working in back office. So at this time, I was no longer interacting with customers, so I was working from the back end. And I think it was at that point I began to, ask myself questions like, okay, how long do you really want to do this? Are you really comfortable, you know, in this place? And again, I'd also need to mention that while I was doing that, I'd also applied to study or to further my studies, you know, in National Open University. Do you get? So I was studying and working and then doing my other volunteering, doing my event hosting, doing my other things. You understand that kind of life? So that was literally how, you know, my life was at the time. And most of the time when I get to the office in the morning, I'd always, you know, ask myself, like, is this the kind of life you really want? You know, I began to question a lot of the things, you know, I was doing, my involvement. At that time, I also knew that I had to, you know, cut down on, you know, a lot of activities that were not, you know, productive for me and all that. So I was really questioning, like, what am I doing here? And I wasn't getting the kind of answer I want to get. And I think this is the same for people, you know, you're in a job and you're tired, you're not getting the fulfillment, you know, you're not getting the excitement, and you just feel like, oh man, I just want to leave this job, I just want to leave. I beg in the name of God, before you make a decision to leave that place where you are and you are getting salary, please think about it very well. Think about it very well. Don't just jump out because you are tired. That should not be the only reason. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to downplay that reason, because that's also valid. But that should not be the only reason, okay? Yeah, you're tired. So now that you're tired, what do you want to do? You should begin to ask yourself, okay, if I leave here in the next 1 month, what will I do? I remember then, you know, when we're even going to office from Monday to Sunday, like guys, we're working around the clock, Monday to Sunday, when Access Bank and Diamond Bank was going to merge. I was in the banking industry at the time, and we were working like, oh Jesus, with no allowance, because again, I was a contract staff, and if you're a contract staff, you know how you are being treated in the banking sector or in any even organization, Jesus. We used to joke that, see, if you're a contract staff, your name is written with chalk. They can clean it anytime, and some of these people don't even care, you know. They take care of the professional staff, you know. But you contract staff, where we say now one hand should take you sit down, now one leg you take you stand, my dear. You know, yeah, but it's not easy. So I understand, right? I'm trying to give validity to, if your tiredness is the reason you want to quit, it's valid. But I'm saying again that it's not the only reason, okay, you should jump out, because again, that salary is saving life. Especially if you are lucky or you are fortunate to be in a place where that's, you know, the date they pay you doesn't fail. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like every 25th of the month you get your pay. Like in the banking industry, when I was there, it was every 21st of every month. So we know that at least 21st, there's hope. Do you understand? So being tired was not the only reason. Okay, I wanted more, and I needed to answer that question of more. So if I leave this place now, what would I rather be doing? What really do I want to do? You know, so, and I began to fix answers to those questions. I remember there was a time I had written a resignation letter, and I think that was in April 2019. Okay, I wrote that letter when I was frustrated. I was so tired. I'm like, people want to kill me before my time. What is it? I was so frustrated, you know. And I sent the letter to one of my friends, and he was like, Mary, wait, don't make this decision in a hurry like this. I know you're angry, I know you're tired, I know you're frustrated, but you can't just jump out like this. Let's sit, let's talk about it. And you know, we had a meeting and then we talked about it, and it was like, okay, fine. If you leave now, have you even saved money? Do you have any savings? Men and bread, at that time I didn't have any savings. How much do you want to save from? How much is the salary? Salary that before it comes, it has finished. I don't know if you understand what that thing means. Like, you are ready. Hey, Jesus, I don't want to say something else because some people are going to be. Let me tell you something. If you're looking for people that are living fake life, go and check them in the banking industry. They are plenty.
Apostle, we hear of this.
No, and when I say fake life, I don't mean like, you know, living fake like that, but a lot of people in the banking industry are not happy people. I can tell you this all for free. If you ask them if they have an opportunity, you know, to make better choices, I think a lot of them would make it, especially the contract staff. Okay, emphasis on the contract staff. There are some of professional staff too, you know, who are not enjoying their work, but then you are even collecting big money. Do you understand? But you are a contract staff, they're paying you how much, and you are working around the clock or more. Those people are angry, like they're not happy people. And I'm not saying this to, you know, laugh at anybody. I've been there, so I know what I'm saying, you know. And you know, it got to a point where I was beginning to ask some of my friends, you know, some people have been there on the job for 10 years, 12 years, and when I look at their life, I'm like, how has it been? But they're like, you know, I don't know, I'm just showing up at work, you know, I have a family, I'm in my mind. And when I look at them, I'm like, no, this is not the kind of life I want. I mean, I don't want to be in a place for 12 years, 10 years, and I don't have something substantial, you know. I'm not happy, I'm not excited doing this job, you know. And then that was when I knew that I needed to leave. But like I was saying, I didn't just make a decision to leave, you know. I thought about it like it was a well thought out process. What would I be doing when I leave? I had that, okay. So when I left, I dropped my letter and I left happily. I'm still friends with some of my bosses, okay? They check my status, they're on my WhatsApp. I'm still friends with a lot of my colleagues. Like, we are good together. Even when I was going to submit my resignation letter, you know, my boss was saying, why do you want to leave? I said, because I will not be here forever. I'm not meant to be here forever, so why won't I leave? It's not my father's business. One day I'll still leave, okay? I didn't tell her that, of course. But that was what was on my mind, and you know, and I told her my resume, I was happy. I didn't run out, okay? So I came to work, I handed over everything I needed to hand over, and I left like peacefully. Nobody was hungry. Nobody is saying, Mary, you absconded from work. No. And I think there's another thing I want to say, because some persons, you know, you just resign and then you're like, oh, you will just not show up. That's a very bad thing to do, honestly. That's a very, very bad thing to do, and it may affect you in the future if you don't know. Because sometimes you may need some help from those people. Not help as in maybe assistance. You may need a recommendation, and I'm not even joking, okay? So if you're planning on resigning, please, even if you have issues with them, if you have issues with your boss, at the time you want to resign, just settle it and leave amicably, because you never can tell. You might get to your next job and then you need a recommendation from your former boss. I mean, these things happen in the work industry, okay, in the workspace. So be very careful. And again, I also believe in don't burn bridges. You know, as much as, you know, a lot of things happened that I wasn't happy with when I was working, you know, a whole lot of things happened, and you know, things that really, really made me pain, made me hurt. I was angry. I wish I had the power to do something. There was a time I didn't come for a particular meeting on a Saturday. That Saturday was my brother's wedding. Like, my elder brother was wedding on that day. I'd gone to my boss to give me permission not to come for that training, and she refused. But you must come. And that day also was the day I was hosting the second edition of the Multi-Man Conference. So for those who also know, again, when I was in Nigeria, I was hosting the Multi-Man Conference every year. I think that year we're doing like the second edition. Yeah, I think it was second edition. And that day was the day I was hosting it. I went to meet this woman, showed her the flyers. I showed her my brother's wedding IV. She said, oh, Mary, are you the bride? I said, no, ma'am, I'm not the bride. She said, so if you're not the bride, that means without you, the wedding will still hold. I looked at her like this in my mind, and Mama, are you alright? You know, I was so pained. Like, it was like a harrow was I was so pained. And then I showed her my flyer again. Ma, I'm organizing this conference. The training we're attending, I'm not the one doing the training. There were people who didn't come for the training. So it's not like if you didn't come for the training, anything would have happened. You know, I'd gone to meet some of my other line bosses. Please help me beg, and all of them were like, you know our guys, you know. So what I did that day was that I went for my event in the morning, and then I left my event in the middle of the imagine the organizer of a conference, so convener, after speakers, people had come, you know. I left there, picked a bike from Maryland. If you're familiar with Lagos very well, you will know these things I'm saying. Picked a bike from Maryland to Lekki. I was on the bike. I took a bike from Maryland to Lekki. I cannot forget that day. I spent 10,000 naira on Gokada. I cannot forget this experience. So 10,000 naira, because the guy had to wait for me because he had to take me back to the venue, and I was on the bike on Chord Mainland Bridge. When I got to the office, so of course she knew that, oh, I wasn't around, you understand, that kind of thing. So when I came, they were on break. They'd gone on break from the first period, and then they were coming back, and they said, Mary, when did you come? I said, oh, I just came in not quite long. And then she says, you came late. I told you you must come. I said, Mike, I'm here now. I'm here. What else? And then this woman says, on Monday, I'm sacking you. Sacking me, Kebawo. I'm not prepared to be sacked. You know? And then I think it was that day I just made myself a promise that, Mary, you're going to live here. Like, you are going to live here. When you are ready, you're going to live here. You know, that day I cried. I cried till I was tired. You know, when you are crying, you are wailing. Do you understand? I don't know if you've ever experienced what I'm trying to explain to you. I was on the bike and tears were running down my eyes. This woman said she was going to sack me. All my colleague, hey God, Alaja, if you watch this, please, Alaja, I owe you. Alaja was heavily pregnant. This woman was on her knees. People were on their knees. They were begging this woman, please, ma, don't sack her. Please, ma, don't sack her. Don't sack her. If you read this book, you understand what I'm trying to say. And I'm not even exaggerating. God is my witness. Some of my colleagues are going to watch this, so they will know what I'm trying to say. Bella, Maureen, Nofisa, all of them. People were begging, man, please don't sack her. I just stood there beside our table, and tears were just dropping from my eyes. I cried, and I made myself a promise that, no, Mary, you will live here, but you wouldn't live like this. I mean, I didn't hold it against her, you know. I mean, she's done what she was going to do. On Monday, I came to work. She said, oh, she has forgiven me, you know. Everybody returned back to normal, and that was it. But at that day, I was already made my decisions. I know I'm going to live here. So I worked with the very good bosses. I worked with toxic bosses, you know. There was a particular woman I worked with, and that woman, she can curse your generation. She doesn't care. She's an elderly woman, so you can't even talk back at her. That woman can curse your generations to the ones unborn. I'm not even lying. God, anybody that works in Alagbado branch knows the person I'm talking about. This woman, you are stupid. You are a fool. That is how she is. And she's an elderly woman, so you can't talk back at her. Do you understand? So anything she's saying, yes ma, yes ma. Oh man, it was so toxic. It was so toxic a place. And I'm like, I just had to leave. And that was why I took up the offer to go to the head office, even though I was living miles away. But I knew I needed to leave that environment because that woman, oh no, she was going to make me offend God. You know. And then I left. Do you understand? So I'm actually saying these things so that you will know that, yeah, I understand when you say you are tired. I understand when you are frustrated. You know, you are in a place that is not giving you happiness. I understand. But with that, don't still make a decision in a hurry, okay? Make sure you are making your decision with a sane mind, and you know what, at least you know what it will be next for you. So when I left, I went on to do some other trainings, entered fully into the digital space, and man, I made myself some money. I made myself some money. When I was leaving the bank, I think up until I left, I was earning about 70,000, you know, or I think 69,000 thereabouts, right? And when I got fully into digital space and I was in my trainings, you know, teaching people stuff, sitting on my bed and making my money, there was a particular training I did and I made about 300,000 money no way. That was when I believed that people who actually say they make 6 figures online are really telling the truth. And I'm like, oh wow, so this is online space, we live here, this online space, all of us will be here together, honestly. And you know, again, it was during COVID, some people were losing their jobs. Guess what? Some of my colleagues who were back then were sacked. Some of them were sacked during COVID. I know people that were sacked. I know people that were laid off. I know people that were laid off work. And in my mind, I'm like, when I heard that, because I left in January, they were laid off in March. Like, imagine if I probably hadn't resigned and they lay me off and I didn't even have a plan to leave. Hey, God, I beg you. You understand? So the basic reason I'm actually doing this video, putting it out, is to actually encourage somebody. You may be in yours may not be a job, you may probably be in the middle of making a decision that is very, very important in your life, a decision that is going to determine what happens to you in years, okay, maybe 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line. Whatever decision you are making, be ready to be responsible for the outcomes of your decisions. That's where I'm coming to. Okay, be ready to be responsible, like be ready to take responsibility for the action. Because when I left, okay, when I resigned, and I asked myself, if I didn't get a job, if I didn't get anything doing in 3 months, I was ready to go hungry. And I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I'm not the type that would, come out and be, oh, please support me, assist me. I don't do all those things. Okay, I would work for my money. Okay, I would work. I don't mind staying up late. Okay, if you want to resign, if you're leaving a job, have options. Know the things you want to do. Have options. If you want to go for a training, know that, okay, this is a training I'll be going for. If you're going back to school, okay, this is school I'm going to, this is when I'm leaving. Have that plan. It's very important, so that when you leave, you will not be angrier than where you were in, and then you are now frustrated. Then you will not be looking for people to support you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Even if people want to support you, how long will their support go? Do you understand? Like, because again, in my mind, I'm like, okay, even if my friends gather money for me the first month, they will not gather money for me next month again. They will not gather money for me in 3 months. So I had to buckle my shoes. You get what I'm trying to say? Oh man, I can feel some accent. I take it. So you are an adult, okay? You are an adult. You should be ready to like hone your results. Okay, if you make a decision and it doesn't go the way you plan, you have to still own it, because now you make the decision. Do you understand? But if it comes to making career decisions, you're leaving a job, you want to switch, you're switching your career path entirely. Know what you are doing. Okay, know what you're doing. Basically, fundamentally, know what you're doing. And honestly, nothing is worth your fulfillment. Nothing is worth your fulfillment. Nothing is worth that satisfaction you get. Nothing is actually worth it. So I understand if you are in a place that is not giving you the joy, the peace. I totally understand, because I've been there. Okay, I totally understand. However, if you're making any decision you're making at all, ensure that you're making that decision with your sane mind. Don't make a decision in a hurry. Don't make a decision when you're angry. Don't make a decision when you're not thinking straight. Calm down. Okay, if you read this book, you would get more of what I'm saying. Do you understand? I can't come here and be telling you step by step. So go and buy my book. Do you understand? Okay, so I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from this video. I really hope so. Do let me know in the comment section. Please remember to subscribe, tell your friends about my channel. I'll be really, really grateful, and thank you so much. Honestly, the growth in this channel last 1 year has been really exponential, and I'm so grateful to you. So thank you very much. I'm grateful. So till I come your way again, let me even tell you something. The next video you're going to see, I have some other videos I've not edited. I have some interviews, with some couples and men. Those interviews are just breathe, and there's even giveaway coming. Why am I even telling you everything in this video? Calm down till I upload those videos. Okay, all right guys, till I come your way again in another video, continue to really, really stay happy. You deserve happiness, you deserve peace of mind, and you deserve everything beautiful. Okay, I love you. Bye.